Okay. Did you hear that? This again goes a little bit back to Gene Deal, but I just wanted to see if you had heard the same thing that he said, which was that Puffy cooperated with the federal government when Suge Knight, Irv Gotti, and Jay Prince were going to try to form a distribution company. Did you ever hear anything about that, or know like why that distribution company never came to fruition with anything?
Yeah. And just like I always say about Gene and other people, I'll be like, how do you know you wasn't there? So how would I know what Puffy did or didn't do? I can't say.
Yeah.
I just said whatever as far as cooperation, it ain't like he got on no stand. He ain't like he gave him, I don't know what information he could have gave him, other than that they were trying to form a company. But they all got in trouble on their own, to be honest. Suge got in trouble with eventually for trying to take, for assault. You know, when Pooh Ryder, when he stood up, that's the one time I can say Suge stood up. Pooh Ryder, when Suge got that violation in 2004, when the valet got socked in the back of the head, that wasn't Suge. Pooh Ryder did that shit. And Whack was there. Suge didn't do that. I ain't got word to it. Told my attorney that I had representing Robin Yanes, hey, Robin, tell Suge, man, I'll get word that Pooh Ryder's the one that did that shit. You know, Suge sent word back to me. He was like, don't do that shit. Don't do that. I'll ride for this. I'll take this violation. Now don't ever bring that up to me again, Robin, is what he told his attorney. And so so Suge's strong on that. What was the question? I forgot the question.
About the distribution company with Suge.
Yeah,
Irv,
so that's what Suge got in trouble for, that.
Yeah.
And then Suge owns stupidity shit. Irv he's fucking with Supreme. He beat it. He got it, but they went after him. Jay Prince, one of his business partners, got caught with drugs. It was just coincidence for ghetto niggas doing ghetto shit that it all happened. Whether they were going to do it or get it going on, white folks didn't worry about that. This is what people don't know about the game. Those distributors wasn't, number one, they all still had some type of deal somewhere. Lil J still had a deal with Virgin. Puffy wasn't fucking with him. But I'm sure he still had a deal with Clyde Davis and them. What was that? Arista. BMG, I think is the parent company.
And then Irv had what? Def Jam?
Def Jam, which we heard from the documentary. They were going in and out. He probably thought he could have got out. But probably Suge and Irv probably the only one, because Suge could have got away from Koch, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know. But this is what people don't know about retail game. And Suge was talking this back in 95, 96 as well. And that's why he was creating the Hammer Time, the Machiavelli, and the Doggy Style record. Mm-hmm. And so he had been talking about that. That's something that's been on his mind. But all the research that he had me do and all of that, from the Violet Browns and all of that, they told me, Reggie, can't do this. We have a hard time, and she worked for, I think Violet was at Warehouse Music, over the head buyer for Warehouse. She was like, we have a hard time getting, the companies to pay, to pay for the songs that Interscope or the only way we get paid or we eventually get paid is they'll hold up like the next hot project coming out. Say, well, y'all ain't gonna get this. It's only gonna be the ones that's paid, Circuit City or Target or Sam Goody or, no company's gonna be the only ones gonna have these, or Best Buys, because y'all delinquent. So y'all ain't gonna get that Eminem album that's down the pipeline. And so to say is that y'all be bankrupt within a year if y'all did that, because we didn't have streaming and all of that stuff where it's easier now just to go through one page. because you'll never get your money. You'll always be in the hole because they only pay you when it's something that they want to get another order or shipment on, is when they eventually cut the check of what they owe. Y'all learn about free goods and stuff like that in this business, where y'all think just because something said platinum, you really only got paid on 75% of that. Because retailers get what they call free goods. That's how they're able to give sales and run your shit in the newspaper or, on their advertisements when they come out. Well, I'm getting too deep. And I'm talking the game back in the 2000s versus now in the streaming stuff, which is a whole totally different game. But I was just talking about what would happen there. So I don't think they were worried like that, like people think that they were worried and the feds or the government get credit for. Because it was 6 majors back then. I think it's only 4 now because they kind of merged. But it was 6. And Suge always wanted to call 7. He wanted to call it Lucky 7. It's the distribution company was saying. I said, why Lucky 7, Suge? Because the motherfuckers lucky they got a deal. And they were would be the 7th distributor. Gotcha. And so that's why he came up with the name was going to be Lucky 7.
Okay.
But yeah. So they wasn't worried like that. But what Gene knows or what he's talking about, who knows? Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you see with Kanye getting bumped from the millionaire list, Puffy was added, and it kind of it showed like the top 5 billionaires that had something to do with hip hop, and it had Dre, Puffy, Jay-Z, and then it had somebody I'd never heard of.
Yeah, don't say it.
Okay.
I want y'all to see if y'all know who it is in the comment section. Well, not in the comment section because we're going to say it before then. But it's this guy from the Bay. And it's funny how they I guess he was a rapper. But they'll put a guy like that on a list of entrepreneurs or entertainments. And then they put a guy on the list. The number one he appeared to be a white boy. Well, I think after reading his name and all of that, I really think he's a Mid-Eastern guy. And so that's why they consider him on a list with a bunch of black guys. But so did we say the 5 names? We said 4. Did you say 4? So it was Dre?
It was Dre, Jay-Z, Puffy. Trying to think who else is on that list.
Kanye.
Well, he got dropped, and that's what allowed Puffy to...
he's one of the 4.
Oh, okay.
And then the 5th guy would be... And so John will post this up. So y'all see it? Okay. His name is Burner. And he's from the Bay Area, from Oakland or Frisco area. But guess what he's the king of, really? Even though he calls himself being a rapper. Y'all can't tell me one song he did without going to Google. I know all of y'all now on Google and posting it in the comment section, which is all good. Do you know it offhand, John, the name of the song?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Me either. But his name is Burner, and he made $410 million. $410 million. Only 2 of them were still left in, and that's why this list was done, to show that only Puff and Jay-Z are the only billionaires left. Now that Ye done fell off, and I think it was also this to show that Dre never was one, which I know he made $700 million, but if you take $300 million away for taxes, I guess that will take you down to about $400 million. Plus, he had to give $100 to his wife, so maybe that's what pulled him down, or to his ex-wife. But this dude made money off of the marijuana game, y'all. He's been doing legal marijuana, and he's the guy that made all your cookies. They get credit for all your different type of cookies in the marijuana game that they'll put on a hip hop game as a billionaire. But to say that a brother made that type of money off the weed game, shout out. Just wanted to throw that name out and that person's name out just to give y'all some information on somebody.